Alright, you're welcome to this lesson. Now let's consider a function, double it, that takes in an input and then returns 2 times that input. And we want to console log whatever value double it is returning. Very good. What if we try to do something here, like console log, very good. If we run that, it doesn't work. So whenever we come across the return statement, execution is stopped. So if we take very good to the top here and then try to run it again, alright, works. So let's delete the console log for now. So the return simply returns a value to whatsoever is calling the function. And we can even go ahead and create a variable d, and then we assign it to double it, and then pass an 8 here. And then if we console log d, run it, say 16. So you see that d would hold the value of whatsoever is returned from this double it function. What if we return nothing? D will be undefined. So we need to return something for it to be able to be stored into this variable. Alright, very good. What if we modify our function to be called max, that takes in 2 inputs, x and y. Let's call this max, and then what we want is, we want to say if x is greater than y, then return true, or else return false. So if we call max 8 and 9 and then run it, it's gonna say false because x is not greater than y. If we put this to be 18, then that should give us true. Very good. Since the return statement stops the execution, what we could do is we could simply take out this else from here, bring this down. If we run this again, it's gonna work. So if this condition is true, then it's gonna stop the execution here and it's not going to go on downward. But if it is false, it's not going to run this at all, but it's going to run this one. So if we try to convert this into a console log true and then console log false and then run it, it's going to say true, false, because once it's done with this one, it is still going to continue on with this because we don't have any return here. But if we do a return here, it's going to say true. This undefined is from the fact that we're not returning a value to d and we're console logging that value. But if we take this out, it's going to say true. And if we take out the return, it's going to bypass this and then still continue on to line 8. So what we want to do is we want to return true here and then return false. So once this is true, it won't have to go into the next line. But if this is false, it won't have to come in here. So it's going to continue here. Alright, very good. So I'm going to see you in the next lesson.